Motts trails. You've got QR codes you can scan, arrows telling you different things. Love the elephant. Let's check out the map. So we're going to be doing some orienteering, and point 1's going to be here, point 2, point 3, point 4, and then point 5 is down here, and then we'll just come back here. So we'll go down to point 1, and then we'll talk about that. Eventually I'm going to hike this entire, I think it's 6.8 mile reservoir trail. I'll get some video of that, but right now all the trails are code green, so everything's good. But rural, it's a very nice sign. Everything's marked, so they even tell you more difficult. So the slope's probably tall, or pretty steep. So you got creek crossings. The blue should be bridges. I thought they were, green is bridge. So you have bridges, you have creek crossings. It's all good. Easy stuff. Culverts, meh, easy day. All right, let's go do some orienteering. This is potentially our first point. All right, so here is point 1. You can see it's marked well. That red looks like brown to me. So, but that is post 1. We know that post 2 is that direction about 300 yards. So I'm gonna open up my map case. We're gonna take a look at it real quick. I'm gonna stay out of the direct sun so we don't get too much reflection. So I wrote down to point 2, it's 326 degrees for 280 yards. However, let's look at that for a minute. Here's point 2, here's point 1. So we're going to follow the trail along the stream, and we should basically run right into it. So that's the thing about orienteering. Orienteering is not necessarily land navigation. You are just, what's the fastest way to get to that next point? So I do have as you can see, I have a 6-inch ruler. I do have a compass in here. So let's pull that out real quick. I've got some alcohol markers. I actually put in a stronger pair of reading glasses in here, so if I need to read fine print or look at something. So 326 degrees, which is on there. All I have to do is line up the needle with the arrow. So yeah, it's just that way. We're going to just follow along the trail along the edge of the reservoir. So you would want to have a pace count, like how many paces, that's every other step, does it take me to travel, say, 10 yards? Now, this one's about to go up. I don't want to go up, so I'm going to move back down here. This is where you get ticks, but I'm going to move back down here to this trail. And this is what you have to be cognizant of all the time. Am I maintaining the direction and the azimuth that I need to be on? It doesn't mean you have to have your compass out the whole time either. Like, I know I'm heading in the correct general direction, but I know that I need to stay within proximity of the water. If I go up there, that is not, and it's taking me completely off course. Orienteering is more about speed and accuracy. It's kind of like practical shooting. The faster you get it done accurately, the better your quote-unquote score. So there is an archery Range, no unauthorized use of range. Okay. It's either gonna be on this finger or that finger right there. And right here seems like a good spot to stop, pull out the map. And again, I'm not in any rush. Normally, this would be a race. It looks like it's just on the other side of this, and I'm guessing the bridge is right here. So I'm gonna call it right up over there. Looky, it's right here on the trail. So I was right, it was right after this and it's on this finger, and there it is, 974. Now, what we need to do is figure out where we're going from here. So we made it here pretty quick, pretty simple, 974. So now what we need to do is, okay, what is our next point? Our next point is 23 degrees and 170 yards. So what does that mean for us? It looks like, with our point being right here, we're literally walking up this finger in that direction right there. And as we start to flatten out up there, we'll run into the next one. It's only 170 yards, so not very far at all. Back in the day, 170 yards would be about 102 paces for me. There's about 6 paces for every 10 yards. Look at that. Pay attention. Right there. There's our trail going up. So instead of having to break brush going that way, we're just going to take this trail and head that way. So let's see what I get. I'm at 81 paces. Interesting. I'm not sure what this is about. They have a bench you can rest. It is pretty steep. You can hear me breathing. I'm at 81 paces. I definitely think it's going to be more than 102, just the way it's winding up the hill. So there's 81 right here. So we'll kick it off. "101, 102. So 102 right here, not quite at the top. Still coming up a little bit, but it's flattening out for sure. "13, 14, 15. I'm gonna stay on the trail and we'll walk around. All right, should have just cut over back there. Okay, so there you go, point number 2. And it was definitely more than 102. I stopped counting over there at 128. So had I cut across, we'll call it 130 paces to get me to 170 yards to here versus what it would have been at 102 on flat level ground. But at least at 102, the topography was changing. So I'm like, okay, I'm in the area. I just need to keep my eyes open, be observant, look around, and boom. Here we are, point number 2. Easy enough. So now we pull our map back out. Again, I have my compass. I do have a 6-inch ruler, some alcohol markers, 2 pencils, a pen, some strong reading glasses. I even have a protractor stuffed up in here. And I have 2 maps, okay? Since this thing folds, I have the orienteering map on one side and a trail map on the other. Not the same scale, but it doesn't matter. So we are here. Now, I like to keep these things somewhat oriented towards the terrain. So we're headed basically that way. And we're headed that way for 270 yards, almost 90 degrees east. It's 87 degrees. So I could pull out my compass, which I will. We'll shoot an azimuth, see which direction that actually puts us, and then we'll go that way. Now, I flip my map over, and let's see what I have here. I am on point 2, which is right up in here, okay? And we're headed over here, so it looks like we're headed to a trail junction. And this is 270 yards, so 27 times 120, 40, 162 paces. Do some quick math. Okay, so we'll call it, we'll round up since the terrain is a little more hilly, and we'll call it 170 from here. And I'm gonna use that trail as an attack point to get me where I need to be faster. Oops, almost messed up my pace right off the bat. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, I did say I would pull out my compass and take an azimuth heading, so let's do that. 87 degrees, I'm gonna set that down for just a moment. Okay, 82, 4, 6, 7. I feel confident that that is 7. So it's a little bit further to, so the trail should take us around that way. It's that direction. I think I pointed that way and it's that way. So I was off just a hair myself. So this is telling you what the 2 different trails are. That's 70, so now we have 100 more to go. All right, so we're gonna keep going this trail for now. So I have there's another trail right there, and they look like they're coming together. So let's keep going. And while I'm thinking about things, I totally lost my pace count. But we're coming up to the landmark that I was talking about, which is the junction of the trails. So we're going to keep an eye out. Now this is where not maintaining a pace count or going off of an azimuth, that type of thing, can bite you in the butt. Because at this point now I'm like, okay, I know I'm in the area, but exactly where is this? Especially having lost my pace count. Walking trail only on this side, bike path over there. getting to that point where I think I am going to do a map check. If I were to keep going straight, I feel like, according to the map, I'm going to run right into it. And it should be what looks to be to my right, not my left. There's the other half of the V. Nope, look at that. It's actually down in the, wow, that's why we didn't see it. I'm impressed with how difficult it is. Like even now, I can barely see it through the vegetation. And I'm only 10 yards away. Now you can see it, 992. But that's why. I literally walked back and forth where I thought it should be. Literally within, what, 30 yards of it? And could not see it. And there it is. So you would have come up and over the hill, had your azimuth been accurate, and you followed it accurately, it would have been right here. Had you not seen it, then you probably would have popped out up here and then did like I did, walk back and forth to figure it out. But there it is. So now we have reached point number 3. So that is definitely the more difficult one of these, just because of the location and how it's kind of hidden in there. So it's definitely low. If you're not on top of it, you're not seeing it. I barely caught it. I saw the white of the lettering. That's what clued me in. So the next one is 144 degrees going from 4 to 5. So again, orienting the map from here to here. So 90, 145 or 144. So not quite 45 degrees off, but, or a little bit more than 45 degrees from east. But we can take the trail, stay on top, like the bike trail, and go all the way down, and we would run right into it. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go back up here. We know that the walking trail comes down here. You can catch the other trail and go back. So maybe that's what we'll do. We'll stay off the bike trail. We're gonna go down, catch the other trail, and then go up that way, and it should be up there. So I'll stay off the bike trail. 992, you're in a good spot. You're hard to see. Snuffleupagus Trail to Reservoir Trail. So we're going this way. And here is our post, our 5th post. 906. So this is the 4th point we've gotten to. We started at 1, we went to 2, 3, 4, and 5. And you can see you don't have to do it. I took out the compass one time just to show you that, you know, you can take an azimuth, the general, or twice, and take a general heading. But then you can also do this. If you can orient a map, then you can literally orienteer without a compass. Is it optimal? No, but clearly it can be done.